Hi, this is Tennessee Cutie coming to you with my review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is my first review that I've done for the new season, but I want to jump right in because I think you guys know exactly where I'm going to be coming from. Let's start off with the first season. The characters, who are they? They're all back. Kim is back with her new boo, Croy, and of course, Miss Sweetie. Then we also have Phaedra, Miss I Want to Be a Mortician, Phaedra. And then we have Nene. She's back with her big, bold personality. We have Sheree, and we have Miss Cynthia. Now, I want to go character by character as opposed to just doing the whole show. First, looking at Kim. I'm looking at my notes. Kim, I don't know how I feel about Kim. I feel like she has come full circle. I feel like her love with Croy is genuine. She didn't dump him during the lockout, which I thought would happen. They seem to have a very loving family. But I don't know if it's going to be revealed in the show, but we do know that Sweetie is no longer with her and that she was fired. Now, my guess is that Croy was not interested in having Sweetie coming in and out of their new big home. And so, hence, when the baby came, Sweetie left. But I guess time will tell. Again, nothing really going on with Kim. They're doing their move. I'm not really sure if I would feel Big Papa's furniture still being brought into the house. Croy may have to put his foot down about that. I don't know if he has enough gumption to go up against Kim about what she wants. So we'll see. Time will tell. I forgot about Candy when I introduced the people. Candy. I like Candy. However, sorry, my camera's going dark. I like Candy, but the problem with Candy is that she's obsessed with sex. Like, it's okay, but she's going overboard with it. First, she has this bedroom candy. Then she has a candy coated nights. Then she's talking about sex numbers. And then she's talking about doing toys and making toys with iTunes music. I mean, she's just taking it too far. There's nothing wrong with having a business venture, but don't let that become who you are. Don't let that become all you talk about. I mean, still have some substance to yourself. But we'll just see how far that goes through the rest of the season. But I did think it was cute how they met at the very upscale toy store in Atlanta for Candy to get some ideas for her line. So it'll be interesting to see what she comes out with and just see how they incorporate that into the story. And I'm not sure if I'm really interested in her spinoff show where she's going to try to develop artists. She didn't get into it at all in the show, but we do know that it's coming up from following Bravo Andy TV. Andy Cohen, who's the producer, executive producer of the show. So we'll just see what happens with Candy's new show as well. Miss Phaedra, I'm Tennessee Cutie. I'm from the South, but Miss Phaedra has it hands down. She has that Southern Belle charm going on, but I'm not sure if the funeral business is where she wants to go. First of all, getting into funeral businesses in the South is very hard because it is family owned. It passes down from generation to generation, and someone who is the owner of the funeral home has to also be a licensed funeral director. So I'm not sure if Phaedra or Apollo is going to go back to school to get their funeral director's license, but we'll see. But it's very difficult to become a funeral director. A funeral home owner. And that's just speaking from a legal perspective. Because as you know, if you follow my Twitter account, which is at Tennessee Cutie, I'm also a lawyer here in the District of Columbia. But, and this is not to give any legal advice to Phaedra because she's a lawyer herself, so she knows. But we'll see. I did think I was I know that Tamika Raymond mentioned on her Twitter page that she was somewhat offended that Phaedra did the funeral on TV for her aunt. I'm not really quite sure how I feel about that. And it seemed to me that Phaedra was doing more for the TV cameras than she was actually grieving her aunt. And I don't know if that's just because they showed it on TV. But I did think it was funny, inappropriately or not, when Phaedra and her cousin hugged and she thanked Phaedra for the service and everything. And as Phaedra walks away, she says, "I'm going to lose my eyelash." Sounded so Gone with the Wind. But I thought that was funny. Now, Miss Cynthia. Miss Cynthia met with my favorite, Miss J from America's Next Top Model, and they were talking about her modeling school, or should I say her modeling room, because the place is actually no bigger than my living room. And did we all peep Miss Alasia from season 12, or was it season 13? I think it was the season, oh, maybe it was season 14 where Krista won. And Miss Alasia was at Cynthia's modeling school. And I think Bianca Golden, if you all remember Bianca, she noticed it as well. So I'm not the only person who's noticed that Miss Alasia was on at Cynthia's school after having been on Top Model. I mean, if Tyra can't do it, surely Cynthia can do it. But I digress. But it's interesting to see how she's going to incorporate her school into the show, as well as Peter's Bar One. Is it Bar One Atlanta? Peter's new supper club that he has opened in Atlanta, and they've been tweeting very heavily about it. Few events have been filmed, have been shown there. They have viewing parties, Halloween parties. They've had several things. One of Cynthia's assistants, his Twitter name is at Mr. Couture. He hosted a party recently, and he tweets all about it. And he does a fabulous review on his Twitter page as well. If you want to follow him, with respect to Real Housewives of Atlanta and Basketball Wives, which I'll do in another video because that takes up a whole nother video. So we'll see what Miss Cynthia does with the modeling and how we incorporate. Now, we did get some tea on what's going to happen in the next episode when Apollo and Peter are going to get into it about something. So that should be very interesting because we know Mr. Peterman, the Jamaican man from New York, does not play. And so Apollo has been locked up. You know, he got the guns to show it. So that should be an interesting throwdown. So we'll see what some Real House husbands of Atlanta are going to do next week. The Nene Sheree. My take on that is Sheree is a hot mess, jealous something, okay? I'm going to try to keep it clean on my blogs because, you know, I think that we can get our point across without cursing, but, you know, sometimes you got to drop a word every now and then, but I'm going to try to keep it clean. And so I'm going to just stick to the fact that Sheree is a jealous, you know what. Nene and Sheree. What I think happened, and this is just a theory, what I think happened is that Sheree was contacted by this promoter, Tyrone, and asked to be a part of whatever promotion they had going on. But he also wanted Nene. And in fact, he probably wanted Nene more, but figured he can get through Sheree. When Sheree contacted Nene and asked for her price probably was the budget of the promoter. So there had to be some compromising done. But Nene is the bigger star. She's the bigger draw. Who wants to go see Sheree sitting there with her biceps and triceps? Okay, Nene is entertaining. She's fun. She, you know, yeah, she's loud and she can get in your face at times, but whatever. Sheree is not a puller. She can't pull a crowd, okay? The promoters wanted Nene. They wanted to promote Nene's name, and in essence, they would have to drop Sheree's fee in order to accommodate Nene. And that's where the money is coming out. But that has nothing to do. Nene shouldn't have to drop her price just to accommodate Sheree. If Sheree can't pull her own promotions, then boo-boo, you don't need to do it, okay? But that whole scene at the restaurant, you know, Nene has taken digs at people over the years. Okay, so now she's getting it back. But I don't think, you know, Sheree's talking about step outside in the alley and I'll do this. Boo, you don't have a storyline. You better be glad Nene came and sat down with you at the restaurant. What is your storyline? You don't have a man. Your oldest daughter act like she didn't even know who you are when you went out and bought her all this furniture. And then if your ex-husband Bob wouldn't come on the show, you didn't have anything to talk about. What, you and Miss Lawrence? I mean, him doing your hair? He's trying to break into the music business. And I want to just digress on Miss Lawrence a little bit. Miss Lawrence sounds good. I love the first song he did with Candy. I'm not sure about this rock alternative music that he's doing now, but I do like that type of music, but I wasn't feeling the song as much. Maybe I need to hear more, hear some music with it or whatever. But he definitely knows how to curl some weave, okay? Because Sheree's hair is on point every episode, I have to say. And I do have to say that Sheree does work out. You can definitely see it. But yeah, boo, you don't have a storyline, so you might not want to pick fights, okay? And so that really was the first episode. I mean, give or take a few more things happening, there really wasn't much going on in this episode. I'm sure they're going to drag it out, but they did come hard with the first episode with this Nene and Sheree fight. Oh, and I wanted to go back. I did feel like Nene didn't have to say, I'm rich and I'm cashing Trump checks. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, she's cashing Trump checks. And for what she believes, she's rich. Now, people talk about the fact that Nene claimed that she was paying cash for the car. Hey, I wish I could do it. I wish I could pay cash for a car. I don't care how much it is. But the fact that she can pay 14 but negotiate it down to 13 doesn't mean that she wasn't any richer. It just means that, like she said, Mr. Trump, who is a billionaire, told her, you always negotiate. No price is ever final. And you know what? Those are words I'm going to live by. Because if you think about it, you should always be able to talk down on a price. Now, some people look at it as being cheap, it's haggling, or whatever. And I'm like that. When I go to the islands or when I go visit places, I don't want to haggle the prices. How much is it? Okay, whatever. But think about it. Look how much money you'll save because people are marking things up unnecessarily. So think about how much money you'll save if you just say, hey, can you take $10 off, $5 off? In her case, $1,000 off. It's nothing wrong with negotiating. That's just a good business person tactic. Negotiations are a American way. So I don't think there's anything wrong with Nene having done that. Did Nene need to throw up that she was rich? No, but you know what? She's new money. So she's feeling into it. She probably looked at that, cringed, and thought, why did I say that? But it's done. It's water under the bridge. What the real tea is going to be is how this Marlo person is going to incorporate into the story in the next few episodes, and what her character is going to bring. Initially, they were pitting Marlo and Nene against each other for this basketball player, but that was totally media makeup because Nene and Marlo were tweeting each other almost immediately once we heard about Marlo, and it never showed any animosity. So that's my review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We just kind of got reintroduced to the ladies, and we really just got to see what each lady is anticipating to bring to the storyline. We heard about Kim having a spinoff show, but really nothing has been set in stone. I haven't seen anything or heard anything, so we'll see. But we definitely need to. Oh boy, we need to pray. We need to pray for Kim that this works out for her, because I got the feeling that she might be a quite bit devastated if things do not turn out the way. As a matter of fact, today is November 11th, 2011, and this is supposed to be Kim's wedding day. So I'm sure Bravo is there filming, and we will see it all on Kim's spinoff show. Or maybe the season finale of this show. Who knows? But anyway, that's me, Miss Tennessee Cutie, coming at you. And also, I'm not an affiliated person who gives. I'm not an affiliated with this website. It's Poptimal, POPTIMAL.com. But a very good friend of mine is the creator of this pop culture website. It is great. They do all type of reviews, have giveaways, and it's just a wonderful pop culture site. It's been around for a few years now, and you should check it out. And also, if you like my reviews, I would ask that you subscribe. I'll try to begin doing them more regularly. I'm going to go and do a few more reviews of the shows that I've just seen. I still have to do the Basketball Wives of LA season 11. Season 1, episode 11. I'm going to start doing those now, although I'm late in the game. But I have been watching. And I'm going to do the Braxton Family Values. And I haven't decided on Love and Hip Hop. I didn't watch it last season. It was just too much. I mean, I couldn't even stand the fact that Jim Jones' eyes were not open the entire episodes. So that kind of got under my skin. But, we'll see. I'll think about that. And although I watch Beverly Hills Housewives, I might review those women. But because they're my absolute favorite. But we'll see. But for now, this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta review by Tennessee Cutie. If you like my review, please subscribe. Leave me comments. I'll definitely try to make sure that I respond. And I will be back next week with a review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Take care. Bye.